Welcome back to Think What If, where we embark on thrilling explorations of hypothetical scenarios that stretch our imaginations and deepen our understanding of the world. Today, we're diving into a thought-provoking question. What if the ozone layer vanished for just 10 minutes? At first glance, this might seem like a trivial event, but brace yourself for an engaging journey through the astonishing consequences of such a phenomenon. To fully appreciate the implications of this scenario, let's first understand the ozone layer's crucial role. Situated in the stratosphere, the ozone layer is a thin band composed primarily of ozone, O3, molecules, roughly 10 to 30 miles above Earth's surface. This layer acts as a protective shield, absorbing the sun's harmful ultraviolet, UV, radiation, particularly UVB and UVC rays. Without this layer, life on Earth would face dire consequences, as these rays can cause skin cancer, cataracts, and immune system suppression, while also wreaking havoc on ecosystems. Now, imagine this protective shield disappearing. What would happen? What would the Earth look like under a relentless barrage of UV radiation? Let's explore the immediate and far-reaching effects of this unexpected crisis. As the ozone layer vanishes, the first moments would be surreal. Imagine standing outside on a sunny day, enjoying the warmth, when suddenly you feel an intense heat. The sun, usually a benign source of light, becomes a fierce adversary. Within mere moments, the UV radiation that typically gets filtered by the ozone layer floods the surface. For those outdoors, the effects would be immediate and shocking. People with lighter skin tones would start to feel a burning sensation almost instantly. Their skin would redden, and within minutes, sunburns would begin to form. Even those with darker skin, who usually have a higher tolerance to UV rays, wouldn't be immune. The risk of long-term skin damage would escalate significantly. The streets would become a chaotic scene as people scramble for shade, desperately trying to shield themselves from the unrelenting rays. The healthcare system would be thrust into crisis mode. Hospitals and clinics would see an unprecedented influx of patients suffering from acute sunburn, heat exhaustion, and other UV-related conditions. Emergency rooms would be overwhelmed with individuals seeking relief, their skin blistered and red. Dermatologists would be flooded with appointments, and public health officials would issue urgent warnings about the dangers of UV exposure. As the minutes tick by, the consequences would deepen. New cases of skin cancer could emerge, leading to a spike in diagnoses in the weeks and months that follow. Long-term health impacts would become a growing concern. The fear of UV exposure would instigate a nationwide panic, with people questioning how to protect themselves from the now visible danger lurking in the sunlight. But the human health crisis is just the tip of the iceberg. The environment would bear the brunt of this sudden exposure. Plants, which rely on sunlight for photosynthesis, would suffer immediate consequences. An abrupt increase in UV radiation would disrupt cellular functions, resulting in scorched leaves and stunted growth. Farmers would face catastrophic losses as crops fail, leading to economic turmoil in agricultural sectors. Imagine walking through a once lush garden, now withering under the intensity of the sun. The vibrant greens would fade, and the blooms that once brought life to the landscape could be reduced to brown, brittle husks. This would not only threaten local food supplies, but could also destabilize global markets reliant on agricultural exports. The aquatic ecosystem would not escape unscathed either. Phytoplankton, the microscopic organisms forming the base of the marine food web, are particularly susceptible to UV radiation. A sudden spike in UV levels could decimate their populations, leading to a cascading collapse of marine ecosystems. Fish, whales, and other marine species would struggle to find food, jeopardizing fisheries and threatening the livelihoods of millions who depend on these resources. As news of the ozone layer's disappearance spreads, panic would grip society. Social media platforms would explode with posts depicting the chaos. People would document their experiences, sharing images of sunburns and urgent warnings about the dangers of UV exposure. Hashtags like ozone crisis would trend, and misinformation would proliferate. Conspiracy theories would emerge, speculating on the cause of the ozone layer's sudden disappearance. Public fear would escalate, leading to widespread anxiety. This newfound vulnerability could trigger panic buying as people rush to stock up on sunscreen, protective clothing, and other resources. News outlets would scramble to provide accurate information amid the chaos, while public health officials would issue warnings, urging people to stay indoors and minimize exposure. Interestingly, this crisis could serve as a powerful catalyst for change. As the ozone layer begins to reform, society might undergo a profound shift in attitudes toward environmental conservation. The brief exposure to unfiltered UV radiation would act as a wake-up call, prompting a collective reevaluation of our impact on the planet. Environmental activists would seize the moment to rally support for stronger measures to protect the ozone layer and combat climate change. The urgency of the situation could ignite grassroots movements, leading to public demonstrations advocating for sustainable practices and policies. The event would spark discussions about the importance of the ozone layer and the need for international cooperation in protecting it. Governments might respond to public outcry by implementing stricter regulations on ozone-depleting substances, such as chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs. Increased investment in alternative energy sources and sustainable practices could become a priority, fostering a sense of global responsibility among citizens. In the aftermath of this event, the scientific community would be galvanized to investigate the implications of the ozone layer's brief disappearance. Researchers would embark on studies to understand the effects of increased UV exposure on various species and ecosystems. This newfound focus on research could lead to significant breakthroughs in biotechnology. Imagine scientists developing innovative crops that are more resilient to UV radiation, ensuring food security in a changing climate. This incident would provide a unique opportunity for researchers to study the immediate and long-term effects of increased UV radiation, allowing them to glean insights that could inform future environmental policies and conservation efforts. As the 10 minutes come to an end and the ozone layer begins to reform, the immediate aftermath would still be palpable. The ozone layer wouldn't return to its optimal state instantaneously. It would take time to rebuild. During this period, the impacts of increased UV exposure would continue to resonate. Healthcare systems would remain under strain as individuals seek treatment for sun-related ailments. Agricultural sectors would grapple with the fallout from damaged crops, leading to food shortages and economic instability. The long-term psychological effects of this event could linger as people grapple with their newfound vulnerability to the sun's rays. In the years that follow, the brief disappearance of the ozone layer could catalyze significant changes in how we approach environmental issues. A heightened awareness of the ozone layer's importance might lead to greater investment in research and development focused on sustainable practices. Educational institutions could integrate lessons about the ozone layer and its significance into their curricula, ensuring future generations understand the delicate balance of our planet's ecosystems. As we reflect on this hypothetical crisis, it becomes clear that while the scenario is a thought experiment, it underscores real issues concerning ozone depletion and climate change. The ozone layer continues to face threats from human activities, particularly the release of ozone-depleting substances. The importance of protecting this vital layer cannot be overstated. It is a critical component of the Earth's atmosphere that sustains life. The scenario of the ozone layer disappearing for just 10 minutes reveals the fragility of our planet's ecosystems and the intricate web of life that depends on them. It serves as a stark reminder of our interconnectedness with the natural world and the urgent need for collective action to protect our environment. In summary, the hypothetical scenario of the ozone layer's brief disappearance lays bare the immediate health risks to humans, the potential for environmental collapse, and the societal upheaval that could follow. It urges us to take action to protect our planet and recognize the inherent value of the ozone layer. As we conclude this exploration, let us remember that the health of our planet is intricately linked to our own well-being. By understanding the implications of our actions and advocating for sustainable practices, we can contribute to a brighter and healthier future for generations to come. Thank you for joining us on this thought-provoking journey into the possible consequences of the ozone layer disappearing for 10 minutes. Remember to subscribe to Think What If for more engaging discussions about our world. Until next time, keep questioning, stay curious, and continue exploring the what-ifs that shape our understanding of the universe. The ozone layer may be a thin veil in the sky, but its significance is monumental. It is a reminder of the delicate balance that sustains life on Earth. In a world where environmental challenges loom large, it is imperative that we take proactive measures to protect this vital layer. As we've explored today, the hypothetical scenario of its disappearance serves as a call to action, urging us to recognize the fragility of our ecosystems and the urgent need for responsible stewardship of our planet. The time to act is now. Together, we can create a future where the ozone layer remains intact, ensuring a safe and healthy environment for all living beings. Thank you for being part of this journey with Think What If. Until next time, let's continue to explore the possibilities and engage with the pressing questions that shape our world.